Hello. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Hello to everybody in the chat. Hello to the members. Great to see you there. Thank you for being here. I'm Natalie, and this is Scientology Life After a Cult. You'll catch me in the mornings recapping Scientology news, talking about my 35 years in Scientology, leaving with 3 generations of my family. And you'll catch me doing interviews of people in the community. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and set your notification bell as well. Okay, let's do a bit of a life update and catch you guys up. There have been, there's been a lot going on. I appreciate so much your emails and your comments. Thank you. I cannot tell you how uplifting it's been. There's times where it's a lot harder and times when it's not as hard. If you're new to the channel or aren't fully up to speed, this week we've been dealing with my dad passed away. And at the same time, we found out that Tony's cancer has spread to his liver. So we've been dealing with that. He's going through more tests, doing all the things so that we can get to the point where we have a plan on what we're going to do. But at the same time, in a twist of I think I told you guys this. The same day we came home on Monday from doing some scans, we got the results. We're only like 10, not even 15 minutes from the hospital, probably really 10 minutes. And we had those results by the time we walked back in the door at home, which wasn't great news that we wanted to hear. But when you know what's going on, you get as much information as you can, and then you can do something with it. And that is what we'll continue to do. It was just so shocking, but it explained that the symptoms that Tony's been having, he has times where, like if you caught our earlier video, he's up dancing around and most of the time, you guys, even as difficult as this week has been, it is so important to us to celebrate life and living that is what we really try to focus on, while also dealing with the grief and the upset and the anger and the emotions that go with all of it. But to have my dad die on top of that was a real it was a lot, and it is a lot. And I find myself at times going, okay, I don't know which I'm supposed to process first. So maybe you just do it at the same time. But here's the thing that I realized, and I think I mentioned this the other day. And you guys tell me if you remember when I first did an update with you guys about what was happening with Tony's cancer. I think I might have said, like, I wish, we could get in a trip back home to Hawaii because it's so healing for me and for him. But I thought, well, how are we going to make that happen? Because, he's about to do treatment again and all these things. And then boom, within hours, my dad has a massive heart attack and he passed away hours later. And now we're making funeral arrangements. Really, we're going to do a celebration of life for my dad and what's called a paddle out in Hawaii. You guys tell me in the chat. Tell me in the comments. Are you guys familiar with a paddle out? You go out on surfboards. It's kind of like doing a service to honor the person, especially somebody who was a waterman, which my dad was. My dad was one of the first lifeguards on the North Shore of Oahu, and just saved more people than you can count. I think there are over 1,000 during his career, myself included, because I almost drowned at Waimea Bay once when I was I think I was 14. And so we find ourselves, here we are. We're, figuring out what to do, what the next steps are with Tony. But now we're going to figure out, how to celebrate my dad's life and do this paddle out and everything. At the same time, when we're looking at going, two of my kids are already going to be in Hawaii because they had a pre-planned trip with their dad. So they're already going to be there. And my first thought was, how are we going to do all this and not delay Tony getting what he needs? Do I need to go by myself to Hawaii, which would have sucked? I mean, my sisters would be there and my family, but I don't want to leave him alone and go without him. And so with my dad dying, it put in a position of being, forced to go, which in a twisted turn of events is a gift in ways, because if my dad died in a month, I don't know that even I could have gone, because by then we'll probably be into whatever treatment Tony will be doing, and I wouldn't want to leave. And my sisters would have waited. They would have just postponed his celebration of life and his paddle out as well. But I think you're right about that. I mean, the timing's just absolutely horrific, but wonderful at the same time. I don't know how to completely describe that feeling of being just gutted by the whole thing. Those 2 events happening on the same day, and dealing with it and keeping life going. And then, we're only a few days after it, and realizing that, well, wait a minute, my 2 of my kids are already gonna be there. We're figuring out all the timing to be there, and it's all coming together. Where likely what's gonna happen is Tony has another scan coming up early next week, and then we are going to head to Clearwater, which we've had this trip planned to go protest at Flag, and also have a little we live in Minnesota, so, go feel the sun, the ocean, the sand, and, so we're gonna go do that, and then the timing should work out just great to come back and do his biopsy, and then we will have a little bit of time, and then we'll go to Hawaii and do all of the services for my dad, including my dad lived on the Big Island of Hawaii, and my sister lives on the island of Oahu, and my family mostly lived on Oahu. That's where I lived when we were growing up. So we're gonna do a service on the Big Island for my dad, for people who were there. My sisters and I are actually just gonna fly for the day to the Big Island from Oahu, and then we're gonna fly back to Oahu, and then we're gonna do his celebration of life. We're gonna do his paddle out. We wanna go see a Hawaiian recording artist who we would always go and see with my dad. We would always go see Henry Capono is his name, and he is one of our favorite Hawaiian recording artists. And when we would go home, we would get together, like my sisters and my dad and Tony, and we would go see him, go see Henry Capono. And it looks like he's going to be playing when we're there. So that's the plan too. Entertain yourselves for a moment. I just need to blow my nose. Okay. All right. So we're going to go and do that and make it as beautiful as we can and celebrate my dad's life. And there is a lot to celebrate, and just soak up all that healing energy. And we're also going to go protest Scientology while we're in Hawaii, because why not? Why not go back to where it all started for me and my family? And that was in Hawaii. So we have a plan. I am somebody who does better with a plan. I'm a Virgo, so I need planning to be happening and things to focus on. Um, and it's been a hot minute. Like, my mom died. Let's see, I've been out of Scientology for 14 years. So she died maybe 12 years ago now, 11, 12 years ago. You forget how much goes into the things that you have to do when you lose somebody in your family, when somebody dies, the different things that you need to think about. And my sister in Hawaii has been doing most of the heavy lifting, which I'm so thankful for, because she is there. And I just feel like I pinball back and forth between, dealing with my dad being gone and with Tony's situation. And we're just doing our best. Tony and I have talked about this, and we decided we just want to do our best to, honor my dad's life, celebrate my dad's life and honor Tony's and celebrate his as well, and life together by focusing on that and having whatever fun we can have. Not like we're not going to have fun once he has to start treatment again, but it is a whole different lifestyle, to say the least. And so between now and that, we're going to go to Clearwater. We're going to protest Scientology. We're going to meet people out there who are also doing the same. And then we'll be back for a while. And then like I said, we're going to go to Hawaii, and I'm taking you guys with me every step of the way. I'm going to continue to do my morning recaps. There might be a travel day here and there where it doesn't work out. But I want you to know that we're going to be live streaming from all of these places. And yep, you're coming to Clearwater with us, Dempsey. We're bringing you along in the live stream, unless you show up there in person. Yeah, we're going to do it, and we're going to focus on that, because we thought, okay, what are the things that situations like this always make you look at time a little bit differently, and what's important, and putting things in perspective. And we can either, I mean, trust me, there's like, I cry every day, multiple times a day. But there's times where we're just so like thankful that we know what we know, because I'm not saying there's a better way to lose somebody, right? But like, even my dad was in the ICU when he had his heart attack. So I already knew my dad was in the ICU last August, and I flew home last minute to go help him, my sister and I. And he's been having health problems. He was 73 years old. So it wasn't completely shocking, but still shocking. But with Tony, it's like, I think anytime somebody has a chronic illness and something, like cancer that can literally take your life, I think it's so important to not lose track of that. Hey, like, we have that time now. I don't want to get so caught up in the devastation of it all that we don't enjoy whatever moments we can carve out now. So we have times where life is good and it's like it's normal. And then other times where it's just a crap show again. And it's devastating. Yes, neuropsych, we take it day by day. And to be honest, I had to break that down to hour by hour. I mean, a couple days ago, it was minute by minute, it felt like. And then I thought, okay, I'm just going to focus on the next hour. What do I need, or what do I need to do in the next hour? And then one more hour. And then one more hour. And so far, I'm still at about that hour mark. But maybe 2 hours right now, because I think right now I'm thinking about 2 hours ahead. And I know that that might change. But yes, that whole being in the moment is something that we really want to try to do, because it's similar to me for like leaving Scientology. I spent 35 years of my life, 3 generations of my family in a cult. And I left, I spoke out in the beginning, and then for about 8-10 years or so, I really wasn't involved in speaking out against Scientology until last December. And then here I am. And I realized that as much as this is for me, people leave Scientology and they want nothing to ever do with it again. And that is totally fine. That is completely fine. But my path of leaving Scientology had a lot to do with people speaking out about it, with people sharing about it on the internet, sharing their stories, speaking out and exposing the abuses, and putting, themselves out there in order to do it. And it helped me and my family so much that it became important for me to try to do the same. I'm not the first one to come along and do this. For decades, people have been speaking out against Scientology. And I've been so inspired by those of you never in Scientology showing up and being supportive of that just keeps me going, because it makes me happy to expose Scientology. It does. There are times, I mean, you guys have seen it, where we share a story that's kind of hard and it just gets me. And I have an appropriate emotional reaction to that, as I've come to learn. They're not breakdowns, they're appropriate emotional reactions. But we still talk about it. And I like to share some of the things more humorous about Scientology too, because it's ridiculous. It's next level ridiculous. And I like to have that balance. So I hope you guys are going to all be here for it as well. John's asking, can you get everyone some spam musubi in Hawaii? You can make it. We make it here. In fact, I've been telling Tony, I'm like, Tony, you need to do a video on making spam musubi because we love it. It's fried spam with rice prepared a certain way, wrapped in seaweed. Afil is asking, how did you come to speak out again last December? Aaron at Growing Up in Scientology reached out to me in November, I think October or November, but we just didn't figure out the timing until early December to sit down and have me on his channel to share my story. And he had encouraged me at that point to do a YouTube channel. And I just thought, I had a lot going on. But there was so much support from all of you in the comments. I thought, okay, let's do it then. Maybe now is the time. And I found it to be so healing, and it brought me so much joy, even though it is hard at times. It is very triggering at times to talk about some of these things in Scientology, but it's more healing. There's more good that comes from it in my mind. So it's something that you're going to see me continuing to do every day if I can help it. And sharing the fun stuff too. Yep, Jeanette, emotions suppressed for so long that they feel weird. I can relate to that completely. Thank you, neuropsych. Yep, suppressive squirrel, except it'll be more cooking with my Tony because he makes better spam musubi than I do. And you can get it in Hawaii all over the place at 7-Eleven, gas stations, and it's good. Getting it out is cathartic. Absolutely, it is. It really is. It is. And there's ways too, like in doing this channel. Don Holt says, your channel has over 2 million views. Really? I thought I'd get an email or something when that happens. That's awesome. Think of the difference you've made already. I appreciate that. Thank you, Don. And honestly, I feel like I just sit down here and blah, blah, blah. You guys are the ones that make it happen. You're the ones here sharing the message, liking the video, subscribing, supporting, doing all the things. I feel like it's a team sport. It is a team effort. Dempsey Sea Org members do not have internet. Depending on your job, they might have some version of it, but there's going to be all kinds of systems to keep them from going on to YouTube or things like that. But yeah. Lane says, the more I've learned, the more invested I become. Yeah, that happens with Scientology. And I think in large part because so many of us, even if you weren't in Scientology, you might have grown up or as an adult experienced an abusive situation or a different type of trauma. But the outcome is the same in terms of, struggling with different things that are similar. And I think sharing these stories, my hope is even if you've never been in Scientology, maybe you can't fight your bully or your perpetrator. Well, just put that target on Scientology as the bully and the perpetrator, because that is something we can expose together while being here together and creating a safe space for each other. Hey, Lori, you love fried spam? Good. Me too. I'm sure they sell it in Florida because we're going to need it. Sandy McKenna, that's a great idea. Let's make it while you're in Clearwater. Cooking with my Tony. Tony did say that he wants to, because he loves cooking so much, that he does want to cook for people while we're there. So we do have to figure that out. We'll have to figure out how to make that happen. But yeah, he's so good with this, not just, everything, honestly. We don't even like going to restaurants because he cooks so much better than a lot of them. Okay, Sandy, I'll tell Tony that. We'll send you the recipe. That sounds fantastic. Suppressive squirrel. Natalie sucked me into Scientology in a good way. I love that. Thank you, me and Taz. We can't be here if you're not. And I do not look at this. This is not a chore for me. I need this. I'm the type of person where I need accountability or I'm just not going to get out of bed. Not in general. I'm a like get it done person. I'm always doing something. Unless I'm doing nothing and having downtime, which I absolutely love as well. But I need to show up every day someplace. And I guess this is it. This is it with you guys, doing the recap, doing my interviews, and doing, these life updates that we're going to do. And I'm going to do my best to keep these videos kind of like separate because it is a lot. And I completely respect, for some, it's just not always easy to hear. That way they can choose. I can choose to watch this video. It's not mixed in with something else that's more specifically Scientology related. So that is, that's how we're going to do it. That's how we're going to do it. Now, we do not know, we're not sharing our exact dates for obvious reasons, even though, Scientology knows we're coming. But honestly, mostly it's just because we just don't know. We don't know how it's going to go. There's times when, like right now, Tony's finally feeling the effects of his iron infusions. He's been doing them for a few weeks now and nothing's been happening. He's just been more run down and tired. And it's now, I think he's starting to feel it. So he's been awake more. And when Tony's awake, like he's awake, he's fun. I mean, you saw him dancing earlier. That is Tony. And that's him. That's how he lives. We do a lot of dancing. And he's also better at that than me too, now that I think about it. All right, I'm going to blow my nose again quick. GM Flower, please announce in yesterday's situation chatter on the Circle team said ask for Circle team. She is on one. Maybe you're not talking to me because I am not tracking with that. So maybe somebody could explain it to me or tell me more about that so I can answer your question. Rika, thank you. And thank you for sending me the picture. You guys go to my community page. Not right now because I'm talking, but later. Rika sent a photo in her Never In shirt in blue, and I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. Dempsey, Osa is watching. I hope so. And I hope you're entertained too, Osa, because I know you got to watch a lot of these videos. And hopefully you find mine to be entertaining. So, anyways, I was saying we are not going to have an exact schedule when we are in Clearwater. We're going to be live protesting when we're live protesting and doing it. And I know some of you want to meet up, and under other circumstances, I would love to do that. But I honestly cannot plan more than an hour ahead of time at this point. And so I don't want to commit to anything and then have to change it and have people be disappointed. So I'm just we're committing to nothing. What we do hope is that if you are in the area and you see us go live, come find us and come say hi by all means. But just please understand, we just can't really commit to times and places and all that. And honestly, more so just because of our own, just what's happening with us. And there's just so much unpredictableness. Sometimes I've seen Tony go all day. When we were in Chicago, he did amazing. And then there's days where it's just hard to get him up. So we just don't know. So I don't want to commit. I don't want to commit to it. But I appreciate you guys reaching out. And like I said, if circumstances were different, I would totally plan it differently. And hopefully there will be a time that when we go somewhere that we can meet more people because we can let you know where we're going to be when. But right now, I just don't know. And I don't want to have to change it and go, okay, so now we're not going to be there. I just, for my own sanity, selfishly decided that no, we commit to nothing. That way nobody can be disappointed if it doesn't happen. And I think people understand that. I think so too. Julie, I'm so happy. I'm sending you a photo. I just got to put some makeup on before I take it. Oh, yay. Thank you. It makes me so happy. Brenda says, a world of loving communities where individuals are all valued and not cults, where individuals don't matter and control is. That's what we're all fighting for. So true. So true. That makes so much sense. That is so great. Dempsey, I don't like commitment in general. Yeah. Yeah. It almost didn't even dawn on me like that not committing is also an option. This is something that since I left Scientology, I've been really I continue to work on not having black and white thinking. Two options. where there's only ever 2 options. There's not only ever 2 options, there's almost always more. There's just a different way of looking at something and seeing it. And that's what I try to do when I feel stuck is, okay, how else can I look at this? Swedish Lena, as someone with MS, I completely understand the fatigue issue. It's an hour to hour plans. I never commit. Yes. Okay. You get it. That is exactly it. Um, over Nubin just ordered my shirts. We need a Scientology stole my donut shirt. I thought about that, but do you think other people will get it? But maybe they don't have to. Maybe that's the point. I can be very literal. So I'm not always sure if it's a good joke, but I get it. Me and Taz, to Osa, when Natalie comes to Clearwater, you better leave her donuts alone or else. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I love a good donut. We don't indulge in them often, but when traveling, for me, that's like vacation. Then I do. I do. I do. I do. Lil, you're right. McDonald's has spam on the menu. This is in Hawaii. I asked my friends in Kona who had the best Hawaiian food. They seemed perplexed by the question, but then they both said anti. Yeah, on Oahu, there's a couple spots I love that we'll go to eat. But on the Big Island, there's a few we like, but my favorites, honestly, are on Oahu, and that's where we're gonna be. Absolutely. And I think you guys are gonna enjoy it. There'll be plenty of Wi-Fi, and we'll do some stuff from the phone too, where we can show you around and share lots of photos. It's gonna be fun. Ooh, I'm gonna be hitting those malasadas. If you guys do not know about the malasada, this is the best kind of donut. It's a Portuguese donut that was brought over to Hawaii from the Portuguese. It's like you fry it. You can inject it with like haupia, like a coconut custard. Um, you can do that. You can put other, fillings in it, or you can eat it plain. Oh God, I love malasada so much. I love it so much. Now I'm all thinking about it. You got your Village Bakery has fresh donuts? That's awesome. Oh, yeah, L&L mac and rice. Macaroni salad is a huge thing in Hawaii as well. We're definitely gonna hit the L&L, which they also have L&Ls on the West Coast, I think. Sandy McKenna says malasadas are like crack. Love them. They so are. Oh my gosh. And poi donuts. Anybody have the poi balls, poi donuts? Oh, I love them. Some people don't probably because it's, has poi in it, which I absolutely love. Absolutely love it. I know suppressive squirrel. I find it crazy that Natalie's from Hawaii but lives in one of the coldest states in the US. I like the seasons. I do. I like the seasons. It makes it feel like time is passing by. Oh, Maria, you're Portuguese. That's cool. Me too. I got a whole bunch of nationalities. We've listed them off before. I am Hawaiian, American Indian, Portuguese, Chinese, Scottish, and Irish. A real mix. Something fun to think about. I'm assuming to drink. I'm not sure what you mean, neuropsych. Oh, Lorraine, I wasn't even thinking about shaved ice. You're right. It is the best. This is why I like to wear loose fitting clothes when I travel. Hey, crazy Reiki lady, if anybody knows, if you guys got a recipe for the Portuguese malasadas, I'd love to see it. I actually think I do have. You know what? We did bring back some of the mix from Hawaii. We just never made it because, like I said, when we're home, we try not to go that route of eating too much of that stuff, but we do. Sweet koala, what accent do I have? I don't know that I have one. There's some things I say like a Minnesotan because I've been here for 30 years, but when I go home to Hawaii, then the pidgin English comes out, and then sometimes you get a mix of the two. Yes, John, Tony is getting quite the list of things to prepare on video. We're putting him to work. I told him to. I we have, we have moments, of course, where it's very upsetting, right? Cancer is not funny, but we also find the humor at times in some of the ridiculousness about it, and we'll laugh about it. So I told Tony the other day, I'm like, so my tub was overflowing, not overflowing, but there was standing water and I could not deal. Um, and usually I would have just looked up a video on how to do it and then figure it out myself. And I couldn't. And so I told Tony, I'm like, even though you have cancer spreading doesn't mean you're getting out of plumbing duty. And he laughed and then he immediately fixed it. It was so easy. I can't believe I stood in standing water for days at times because I kept forgetting to ask him about it or do anything about it. Anyways. Oh, yeah. I love what you guys are sharing. Yeah, definitely the Minnesota accent. Minnesotan, especially sometimes when I say out. No, that's more of a Canadian thing. Minnesota, it's like bars, bars. We're going to make some bars. You want to come down to the VFW and we'll have some bars. It's not that bad. It's more of a northern Minnesota thing, but around here too, you hear it. You hear it sometimes. Even sometimes. Yes, that's right, KD 214. You have to find humor in the dark. That's I couldn't survive if I couldn't laugh. And I've also come to realize that sometimes it's okay. You're just okay. And other times you're not okay and you're going to not be okay. But the times when like I'm okay and I feel pretty good, I'm like I'm going to be pretty good. And like I said, we just want to we don't want to lose out or waste any time. Like when I left Scientology, I didn't want to waste any time being upset about it versus like just doing things in life and experiencing. And then have those moments when we need to be upset about it to be upset about it. But it's just they're all over the place. The emotions. And I guess in a way I'm thankful for that because sometimes my default is just to, get my TRs in. And I'm finding myself like, okay, that's why I decided to do the recap videos as their own thing and do a separate video as an update because I'm not going to get through a recap video if I have to talk about this. And I want that to have its own standing, information that's specifically about updating about Scientology and then have like the life stuff kind of a separate thing. Yeah, I don't know about the accent. Don't trick, I'm tricky. Are your intro bells a Pavlovian trick? No, I was just trying to get it to ding to remind people to hit the subscribe button. I hate those bells. I just haven't had the bandwidth to sit down and fix it, honestly. Um, each time I think I'm going to start getting ahead on stuff, it's just like, we've just been hit with some things lately, but I want to do that because I don't like the bells. They're too loud. And someone even remixed it for me and I lost the email. I didn't lose it. It's in my emails, but I don't remember who it was from. I guess I could try searching video in the title, but if you're the person that did that for me, can you send it again? Natalie, lifeafteraccult.com. Oh, I know, Uptown Squirrel. It's super loud with headphones. I know. I want to fix it. I've just been like, I got to get to it. Auntie Harju, life be hard. I just wish anybody the best having to go through serious health issues. Yeah. And people, enjoy your life too. Do the stuff now, especially while you can, because as we get older, it's not going to get easier. It might seem like there's always going to be a better time. I don't think there is. I really don't. Oh my God, you guys crack me up. But do the stuff now. You know what I started doing? I was gonna tell you guys about this. I started using the white towels. In my house, I have what I call decoy towels. They're just to look at. Don't be using them. Then there's the towels we use. And the decoy towels are the white towels. I started using the white towels. I'm like, F it. They're beautiful. Why am I not using them? We can just wash them. So I started using the white towels. And things like even I had this little thing, this sample of perfume that I'd gotten with a friend of mine. I'm talking 8 years ago. Oh, it was by Tom Ford. I think it's called Soleil Blanc. And I loved it, but I wasn't about to drop that kind of money on a bottle of perfume. But I loved it so much. I had the little bottle, the little sample that she got me. And I wouldn't hardly ever use it because I wanted to just keep it forever. And now it smells funny. I opened it the other day because I'm like, what? I'm going to use the white towels. I'm going to wear the Tom Ford. And it smells funny now. But my point being, use the white towels now. Use the nice stuff. Take out the china, whatever that is for you, enjoy it. That is something I know that I've not done to a degree with myself. And Tony actually has been really good at that even before he got sick. He's like, you enjoy it. Why wouldn't you use it? Why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you whatever? And I'll tend to like, oh, I love this candle so much. I'm going to put it over here and just look at it and maybe sniff it once in a while, but I'm not going to light it and use it. Why would I do that? I don't know why, honestly. I'm still figuring it out. But yes, live for today, neuropsych. That's kind of the thing. And that's what I would encourage people to do. And we're doing it now. Ooh, Tina, white towels are the only color I use. Welcome, my OCD. Okay, even wearing a white blouse right now, this white top, it's like scary for me because I feel like a magnet of dropping stuff on myself. So I'm practicing. This is me practicing wearing white for Florida and Hawaii. Hey, also, anybody out there who's got, if you guys have found, I am not a big shopper. I do not enjoy shopping, but I need clothes. We went not that long ago, but I like loose fitting things that are kind of simple, but like this is a really loose fitting blouse. And I've got some like what do you call them? One piece jumper type things, especially if they have pockets. I love it. If you guys got a lead on where to get some good ones, let me know. Natalie at lifeafteraccult.com and put in the subject, awesome clothes or something like that. I got a couple things, but I feel like I need more. Loose fitting too seems to help with my muscle spasms. I don't know why, if it's loose. Moo-moos. Yes, Anna. Ooh, that reminds me. I should take some of my grandma's moo-moos. Yes, more of a modern day moo-moo though, because I have my grandma, some of her vintage moo-moos. I should take that. Yep, failed pessimist. I am all about the comfort too. All about it. I love that. Do you also have placemats you don't use? No, I don't have placemats. Do people still have placemats? I know some probably do. No, I've not. I've not. Cece, I'm like a medium. Like in the jumper, I'll get a medium, but in a shirt, I'll usually do a large because again, I like it a little loose fitting. Oh, that's actually not a bad idea to try. Where'd that comment go? Try a men's small or medium if you want loose, nice and practical. Yeah. I love I love wearing a one piece style jumper because I like the comfort and if there's pockets, but the bummer is you got to take the whole thing off to use the bathroom, which I mean, it's not that big a deal, but as long as I'm in a warm place. Um, oh, Lil, yeah. V-neck t-shirts on the merch. I'm looking to see if they have V-necks because I'm with you on that. I rather have a V-neck myself. And I've not seen it yet on Fourth Wall where we do the merch, but I will look again to see if there's a V-neck. Amy, use that Waterford crystal. Get it out today. Drink out of it. Put whatever your drink is, soda water or whatever. Auntie, how do you like being a YouTuber? Does it help out? Yeah. I never thought, if you would have told me a year ago, hey, Natalie, you're going to pretty much be doing YouTube full time. And that's what you're going to do. And then also real estate. I'd have been like, no, you're crazy. Yet here we are. And this again goes back to timing, that this allows me to be home more I'm making more doctor's appointment with Tony. I have more of the freedom to do that, to be able to travel and do all these things. It would, if I wasn't as focused on YouTube, it would be harder for me to get away from my other work, but it's all coming together. That's why I just like can't be even, I find myself feeling an incredible amount of gratitude, even with everything that's going on, because even though it's a nightmare, if you just look at the facts, it's just a nightmare, but it's like things are just lining up to take care of us in ways that I just never thought were possible. I just keep trust falling into this community. Okay, I'm going to focus more on YouTube, which means I'm not focused as much on real estate. And that, the channel's been growing nicely. And you guys keep continuing to show up and helping to get the word out and helping to grow the channel. Um, and it's just made so many things possible that we did not know were going to happen. We didn't know my dad was going to die. We weren't counting on, Tony's cancer spreading. And like I said, as horrible as it is, there's been a lot happening that we are incredibly grateful about. And that's why we feel too like, you know what? That's where we got to fall into and focus on the gratitude and everything coming together to make it possible for us to be able to do this. And whatever happens, it will happen in the best possible way, if that makes sense. It's just going to be that way because that's how it's been. And so I don't expect anything different. Doesn't mean it's not going to be hard, but we will have the support of people, of all of you and our family, and have these things set up, and even the ability for me to be able to be with him more at home and also be, making all of the appointments because things are lining up. I'm blown away by the magic of that. It's magic. I don't know how else to explain it. From last year with Aaron reaching out and doing YouTube and getting the channel going and all that. It's just crazy. Crazy in all the best ways. Yes, Brenda, I'm enjoying the grandkids. We are getting together tomorrow to kind of regroup. Well, we've not gotten together since my dad died on Tuesday. He had the heart attack on Monday, but he passed away early in the morning in Hawaii on Tuesday. Neuropsych, that's funny. Get Kelly to do a Baywatch or Hawaii 5-0 to you and Tony. Oh, we're going to do some fun stuff. I'm telling you, we have even you thought we were crazy before, although we mostly, you see us, we kind of I do the videos and we do the things. We've done a little behind the scenes, but it's about to get next level fun around here. And at times it's going to be devastatingly upsetting at the same time. So if you're in for the roller coaster ride, there's a lot coming up. Lori says, my grandmother and grandfather loved Hawaii so much before they died. They would play the ukulele and sing. Oh, that's so cool. When they passed, we took their ashes out in front of the Royal Hawaiian 2 miles out. That's great. That is fantastic. Carol says, you and Aaron have took over Kits. Amazing to see all your growth, especially the younger ones like Reese and Liz. Thank you for keeping this place safe. Thank you for that. That's very kind. Very kind. One thing I wanted to know, and maybe you guys tell me, I'll probably ask this question a couple of times. I don't think it's going to matter. Okay, let me just tell you what goes through my head. And please tell me in the chat and please tell me in the comments if this is a thing or I just should not worry about it. Here's the thing. Schedules, I'm a Virgo, okay? And I was in Scientology in the Sea Org. So, we like to be very consistent. I struggle with not being consistent on times of the videos. Now, when I'm here, it's fine. That's the schedule and that's what we're doing. But when we're traveling, I'm a little I feel, what do I feel? I feel a little maybe anxiety and stressed around not doing it at the right time. I was trying to think of the time difference in Hawaii and how that's going to work. Do you think it matters? Because so many people most catch it on the replay anyways, that I just do it when we can do it in the mornings? Or should I try and maintain that similar time consistency? And I'm still talking about everyday streaming. I mean, just because Hawaii is, we just had daylight savings time in Minnesota. So I think they're 4 hours behind us now. So tell me, no stress, there's always replay. Okay. I do want to know your thoughts on that because I stress myself out about it. I do. And I think part of it is that my background, growing up and in the Sea Org of it's you have to. And I'm thinking I don't have to. I definitely am going to be in the mornings, but I'm saying it might not be at the same time because of the time difference in Hawaii. Do it when you can, do it when it fits you, do it whenever you can, and don't stress. It will still be the mornings. Because again, remember, this is my literal job as well. I love some people emailed and said, if you need to take time off, can't really do that. And I don't think that actually would be great for me because, like I said, showing up here each day, it motivates me. And I so appreciate the support. And I feel like it keeps me moving forward in ways. And I start my mornings out with you guys, and it lasts like that feeling lasts for a long time. And by long time, I mean like a few hours. Then I go back to this and then, just do the next thing that has to be done. So showing up for me it is good for my mental health to do. Yes, Laurie, it's a positive diversion. Exactly. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. All right. Well, it seemed like you guys are saying too, then you'll watch when I'm on. It will be in the mornings, but I'm going to really work on not stressing about those exact times because and I'm doing it to myself. Nobody's doing it to me but me. Nurse Lori, surprise us. I'll do that for sure, outside of the recap. But I think most are catching it on the recap anyways. So I appreciate these comments. That's right, Beachcomber. No, Natalie, some of us get up or stay to watch live streams. We'll follow your pattern so we all get jet lagged together. Oh, I love that. I love that. And that is, one of the things we've had a lot of people reach out. It's watching the videos, liking, commenting, sharing it is super helpful. It's twofold. Actually, it does multiple things. One, the very most important thing is it gets the word out that Scientology is a human trafficking cult and something needs to be done about it, and the things that are being done about it. And secondly, it just helps my mental health so much. I just love it. Emily, I did not meet Aaron when we were both in Scientology, even though we were probably in the same building multiple times. Aaron was a course room supervisor at the Advanced Organization of Los Angeles, those blue buildings. And I was there, but I was doing the upper Scientology levels. I was too busy learning about Xenu in a different course room. So we did not meet. So this will actually be the first time that Aaron and I meet in person. Maria Monroe, thank you for becoming a member. Hip, hip, hooray. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, it is weird. So this will be the first time that I meet Aaron in person when we go. Even though I feel like that's one thing that video does is you're looking at the person and you're talking to the person. So it just feels like you've met and like you know each other. And I really didn't know hardly anyone in the SPTV community when I was in Scientology, because for me it was 14 years ago, and I haven't been in the C organization for 30 years. I was a Scientology public member for many years after that. No, Suppressive Squirrel, Xenu is not only taught in the Freewind. Xenu is taught in Los Angeles at the Advanced Organization of Los Angeles and in Clearwater at the Flagland Base. Natalie, do you think, will Aaron be able to say what's on the upper floors of the blue building? I don't know. I guess I'm not sure what the reference is, which upper floors or which blue building, because there's actually a couple of them. Barbara says, take us in the grocery store in Hawaii so we can see the $8 milk and feel better about what we pay. Absolutely. I'm going to take you guys to the Poke Bar in Foodland. It is one of my favorite places. I'm going to full blown geek out and just take you guys along with me. And I think milk is probably over might have been even over $9 when I was there in August. But it's funny you say that, CB, because that is how I judge how prices are in Hawaii. Is what is the milk doing? What is the price of milk? Other people probably study all kinds of different market things and all that. I don't know anything at all about any of that. I'm all like, how much is gas there and milk? I don't even drink milk, but I'll go look up the price if I'm at the grocery store there. Yep, you guys. Don't trick, I'm tricky. You use bacon? I like bacon too. Yeah, island prices are crazy. Nicole, you check the prices of bread? That's interesting too. Yeah. All right. So here's the deal. I'm going to keep probably maybe every couple days. We'll see how things go. I'm going to do these life updates just again so we can keep it separate from my regular videos. And yeah, because sometimes I just need to get through those. And it needs to be fun. I just in that moment for that hour, whatever it is. See, I'm just making myself cry now, but you get the point. You get it. But I want you guys to know what's going on because I'm trying something different, which is actually sharing what's happening with community and having that support. People in my family, I have the most amazing family. I really do. They're super supportive, but we're all going through this together. And that's something I think I didn't really think about, that I want to protect them from it, you know? And how do you protect them from when right after my dad died, I spoke to my sister in Hawaii, and the very first thing I said to her was, "I'm so sorry for your loss." And then she laughed. And then I laughed because she's my sister. We have the same dad. It's my loss too. Um, but I think sometimes it's just easier to want to take care of other people, and that I forget that it's happening to me too, and it's happening to my children and our family. So I want to protect them from that, but you can't. People just need to go through it. So it's very nice. Not, I don't know if nice is the word, but that's why I decided to share more with all of you who want to be here for that, because I don't know where else to put it. So I really, really appreciate it and appreciate all of you. And I hope you guys are finding some really good community here as well. Keep your questions coming. If you're catching this on the replay, go ahead and get in the comments. I don't always respond to comments. I try to read as many as I can. I know that I miss a bunch as well, but I appreciate it. And I appreciate your emails and your kind words and all of that too. And know that just because I don't respond or get back doesn't mean I don't appreciate it or hear you. It's just, even without all this going on, I was having trouble keeping up, which I think is a great problem to have. And I'm grateful for it. But with everything going on, especially, there's just going to be a dropped balls. So, thank you for your patience for all, with all of that and for being here. And we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have fun in Florida. You guys are coming with. We're going to come back. We're going to get everything done and be sharing it with you. So, yeah, thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. The Peace Lady says, we're willing to take it, dump away. Okay. All right, you guys, have an amazing day. I'm not sure what's happening later today. Check your subscribe button and that notification bell in case I do jump on and do another video. I have so many videos I want to do and interviews I want to do, and I'm working to getting to those as well. Last one I did was with Tori Magoo. Check it out. She is amazing. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much for your support. It makes a difference. It really does. We feel it. We appreciate it. I can't imagine now going through all of this, especially those two things happening together with losing my dad and then going through what we are with Tony at the same time. Without all of you, it's a whole different level of support. I can't quite put it into words yet, the difference that it makes, but I hope you guys know that and that you feel that and get that too. So in the meantime, I hope you guys all get out there and have an amazing cult-free day.